Hi, it's Justin and Johnny here for Developer Day number 27. We're going to go and talk a little bit about some of the technical details behind our redesign.
Yep. So we were loading the United States in all the records from Family Search, Family History Library catalog, and we started noticing some performance degradation, especially on really complex shapes. So we kind of tracked down our worst case, which was searching on the entire United States for birth, marriage, and death with no year ranges specified.
Should click and show what happens.
Well, that'll spin for 20 seconds and air it out. So while that's going, so here's what's actually happening in the background. We're going and looking up all of the places that exist that intersect that shape, which are a lot. There's several dozen versions of the United States, one for each boundary change. There are a set of changes for the counties, for the states, for all the cities. There's a lot of geographic areas that we specified for historical that we're actually going through because we haven't specified it from and to. And then that is being joined up with all of the collections and all of the entries in those collections for, at last count, about 250,000 to 300,000 collections that are in just the United States that contain birth, marriage, and death, which is a lot. And we didn't even finish loading the entire United States. We actually just stopped because we needed to fix this out. And so it takes all of that information, all the places information, all of the collections and entry information, and does a join. And then once that join is done, it has to do a sort and then a whole distinct and some other operations, to filter out what we want and what we have. And it just takes way too long because of two reasons. The complexity of the shape we're comparing it to. So we're taking the United States, which is a really, really complex shape with a whole bunch of different sections in it. You got the Aleutian Islands and Hawaii, things like that. So you're comparing that to all of the shapes. And then you're trying to join all of those with, 250,000 entries, which is just a lot of data to go through. And it fails. And based on the way our data is and the way collections exist, there's no really good solution right now to solve that problem.
Yeah. So what we did notice though is that if we get rid of, you'll notice over here that search timed out. We have a time limit on it now, so you don't make our processor spin for an hour, which actually happened a few times. So if we create a big circle and plop it down on top of the United States, wait 15 or so seconds, and that'll actually come back. So we realized, well, if we just restrict it to circles, then that ought to work. Plus, most of the time, really find a record is not that useful if you want to find all collections in the United States. That's not the use case we're heavily optimized for, right?
Yeah, it's 250,000 collections in the United States that contain birth, marriage, and death. That's not helping find
yeah, exactly.
anything.
So notice it came back.
Yeah.
So one of the things that redesign is going to do is not allow you to search on shapes. Secondly, when you hover over here, you'll see all this messiness. These are the different layers that we geocoded to the different boundaries of the U.S. over time. All that GeoJSON is being returned with the search, and each one of these results has an equal number of GeoJSONs, a gross amount. And that's a lot of needless bandwidth because, first of all, who understands what that's saying, right? And second of all, you can't see all the different layers. So that is going to be not up in front in our redesign. In fact, we'll show you. Come over here to the new page. First, we have our search page. The map is only going to be used for searching, and we're going to limit you to circles. So you can make the circle as big as you want, but you can't have any of the arbitrary boundaries.
No.
And then, second, when you do a search, comes back, we have more real estate to show you more information, and we're going to have some more in the future too. And then if you want to go and explore those different layers we geocoded to, we'll have a little button over here in the future that'll take you to a new page or expand or something to show you all that. Because it's pretty cool information, and it can be handy under certain circumstances, but it's better for us and better for you if we don't always assume that you want to see that and waste each other's bandwidth.
Yeah.
So this is coming along. It looks better than it did yesterday if you looked at the screenshots, and it's going to look better by the time you release it.
Yeah, very rough cut. Another thing we announced in the Water Cooler Wednesday is we're actually working on a mobile app. So I guess here it is. We're developing in PhoneGap. Based on what we're doing, we don't have a lot of the transitions and things that require an actual native experience for what we're doing. So we're not even going to bother with the native experience
for now.
Yeah. For now. Eventually we may look at that, but for now not. So here's actually the home screen, and again, you're answering the question of what collections exist within a certain radius between certain years that contain certain types of records. So my pointer here is acting as my finger would. This actually does work on our phone right now, but it's hard to show that in a nice little screen cap. So we can do a search on Knight and on Thames between 1900 and 1925, birth, marriage, and death. We do our little search, and we get results coming back all nice and pretty. Well, not pretty yet, but the reason we're doing this at the same time as the redesign is we're trying to make the experiences look the same or close, so that if you understand one, you understand the other, and you can transfer between them very easily.
Plus, trying to get this to work on a mobile phone, a small screen, helps us figure out what are the essential elements of the experience, and then we can. It also helps drive our design for the website to make that while on the website we have more real estate. It helps us simplify and make sure we don't have extra features like that, the boundary layers and stuff.
Yeah. What's the essence of what Find a Record is trying to solve, and let's distill it down to that and present that information that you really care about.
Yeah. Plus the autocomplete, we're no longer using our own autocomplete because it was not working very well. But we had a lot of people complain about how unintuitive it was, and we were among those people who did not like it. So we're using Google, and now that we don't need the boundaries, Google will give us some latitude, longitude, and that works out really well for us. So
yeah, we can't geocode using Google Maps, but we can do the autocomplete to allow you to do your search.
Yeah. So this is Justin and John, Developer Day number 27. See you next week.